Aquarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early to mid June 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Aquarius collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for our Aquarius friends in early to mid-June 2026? It's Gemini season, beautiful time of year. What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? Yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, and we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Aquarius early to mid-June. What's the vibe? What's the energy? Let's have some fun today. Let's get this card out nice and quick for our friends. And yeah, I mean, this is a fun card. I asked for it. We got it. Cool. Now, this is like very etheric, very dreamy. It's like imagination land whenever I see this card, which can be a great thing. And obviously, with a very cerebral type of energy like that, we're going to have to watch out for some things. But for the most part, it seems pretty cool. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the June subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as you can see, we have this lovely lady in a purple dress, beautiful etheric background. We got hot air balloons. We have all sorts of little like imaginative, nonsensical symbolism going on here, which I think is great. Now, in the most positive sense, this could be highly, highly creative, where it's like I'm having great ideas, I'm connecting the dots, I'm thinking of creative things. This is great for any form of creativity, whether it's like writing, music, any form of self expression. It's really, really good when this card is here. It thinks outside of the box. Now, another thing I'll mention with this, it is dreamy, so maybe you're daydreaming a little more so than normal. Maybe you're just having some really interesting dreams. And whenever this card shows up, it's like, hey, pay attention to your dreams. That's another message I could give with this card. But usually it's pretty good. The only downside to an energy like this is the fact that it is so much in its imagination, similar to the Seven of Cups, where it could easily slip into overthinking, over imagining, over complicating. So just watch out for that in this time. We're just going to let it chill right there. I love the creativity to it, though. I get that a lot in like water signs. But let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for my Aquarius friends. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So it was titled They're Stressing, and to me it felt like someone being quite wound tight. It showed up multiple times within the reading itself. Similar to how I said this one's overthinking, that one was a little bit different. It was very swordsy. So hopefully there hasn't been anything that's been stressing you out too much. I mean, for a lot of you, I felt like it was somebody else that might be going through it that's in your circle. But just watch, make sure like the stress, anxiety doesn't get a hold of you too much over the next couple weeks. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for my Aquarius friends. What do we got in early to mid-June? Thank you. Okay. There's a lot of push. All right. Yeah, these 2 cards came out together. So the very first one we have here is the 5 of Wands. There's a lot of push with this card. That's like the best way I could initially describe it, because right next to it we have the 8 of Pentacles. So it's like a lot of push, a lot of drive. Hopefully it's not forcing something. That's the one thing we want to watch out for. Let's get one more. Let's get one more. Unless some of you are going through like work, career things, we got to see. All right, 2 of Pentacles, very earthy in its energy. Now, for a lot of Aquariuses, that could be a really good thing. For some of you, it might be a little bit frustrating, and I think mileage may vary depending on what your situation is. For some of you, this could be fantastic. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. First look, first glance, you know me, I always love to look at the elements. I feel that paints a picture for us, and it frames the reading, tells us how comfortable or uncomfortable you might be with energy overall, and it is very much earth predominant with a little bit of fire. Now, these are all outside influences. That's the thing that these energies share in common. So I'm not seeing a ton of internal energy like I thought we would be getting. For some reason, it's like outside stuff, outside stuff. Now, when it comes to earth, that is my element of results, like final results. I think of stability and security. I think of routine. I think of predictability. Earth is my element of day to day life. So, like business as usual. That's a big thing that comes down. It could be money, work, business, finance. All of the earthly things of this material reality are under this earth umbrella. Could also be home and family. So, you know, the phrase I always say, the earth is a stage, or the reality is a play. This is the stage at which we play on. Now, the downside to too much earth is that the energy could get heavy. Sometimes it can make us feel stuck. Sometimes it could frustrate us. Sometimes it could feel a little dry. So that's something we want to watch out for. But right here in the front, we do have a bit of a spark plug. We have the fire. Now, that is an element that gets along very well with Aquarius energy because although you're the water bearer, you're technically an air sign. Fire and air feed off of each other. So it's like, it's not all dry, but this energy on the front, it's about action. That's the thing with fire. So whether it's the action you take, actions other people take, the actions you want to take, think of energy levels, vitality. So are you feeling high energetically? Or are you feeling a little low? It could be a little bit of both, right? Fire is connected to physical health and well-being as well, but again, the push, and you'll see that when we start getting into the nuance of these two cards in particular. The only downside with fire is the unpredictable aspect, right? The unpredictability. There's a volatility, there's an explosiveness to it, whereas like all this earth is very predictable. Fire, not so much. It could look like it's going one way and then peel off in a whole other direction. But again, we have the actions and we have the results. We have the actions that people are taking and the results of those actions. So it's all like outside noise. Let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we're starting with the Five of Wands. And I always say you don't have to be an expert in tarot to understand this one. There's a few cards in tarot that are pretty much self explanatory, and the Five of Wands is one of them. And I'm pretty sure you could guess why. We got five people, they're really going to battle, right? They're going to war, they're beating the crap out of each other with sticks. Self explanatory. But there's a good side to it. When I see the Five of Wands, I think of determination, where it's like, I've decided to do this and I will follow through. Can't stop, won't stop, I don't quit. My mom didn't raise a quitter. That's what this energy is like. So there's a lot of push and a lot of determination. No matter the issue, no matter the problem, no matter if things are good, bad, or indifferent, the Five of Wands keeps going. And that's something I admire about this card. The inverse is that sometimes it can be confrontational. This is a very hot tempered type of energy. So it could be someone that's angry, aggressive, pushy, mad. It can represent problems. It can represent difficult situations where it's like one thing after another after another. So we do want to look into this further. Uh, it could calm down, especially with all this other stuff we got coming up. But again, like we have this powerful, determined energy leading us off, and it feels pretty amped up. Now, moving to the middle, we have the Eight of Pentacles, which, although it is earthy and although it does have a good pace to it, it is a card of effort. Now, this is one of the bigger cards of like career, work, business, how we earn pentacles. We see this individual at that workbench being very detail oriented, creating. So the creativity that we were seeing with the Oracle card shines through a little bit with this, and that's a good thing, thinking outside of the box. Now, again, for some of you, it could just be work, school, stuff like that, like the material stuff. But when I see the Eight of Pentacles, I think of putting effort into something. Like, yeah, it's artisanal, it's creative, and all that good stuff, but it's putting effort into things. So when it comes to work, the earthly matters of life, it's busy, it's expending energy. So, like the Five of Wands into the Eight of Pentacles, I'm really trying hard to make something happen, or I'm really trying to do something here. There's a lot of effort going in. The good thing about the Eight of Pentacles, especially when we talk about like relationships or situations, it's also representing someone that's fixing something or mending it. So there could be certain things that you're either experiencing or have recently experienced where it's like, all right, this is a work in progress. Like, okay, we could fix that. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. The only downside with Eight of Pentacles is sometimes it's an energy to me that can try too hard. It could do too much. It could force things when they shouldn't be forced. And moving to the back end, we have the Two of Pentacles, total opposite. The good thing about this card, we see this individual with the funny looking hat balancing those pentacles. We got the infinity symbol. So there are karmic archetypes and tones to this card, but he's juggling, he's balancing. So when I see this card, it represents good choices, the right decisions, harmony, balance, things working how they need to. There's a certain flow that this card has where whatever will be, whatever happens, happens. So I find it intriguing that on the front we have all this push, all this push, all this push. And then this one's kind of in the flow state, just saying, like, okay, now that boat needs to sail. I don't know why that's coming through that way. I do like the Two of Pentacles quite a bit. But the downside to this card, aside from the harmony and balance, what is this person doing aside from balance? He's juggling, right? So this card can sometimes show up when someone is busy, when they have a lot on their plate, when they're burning the candle at both ends. So when we have all this push, all this trying, and then this one juggling, it's like, I'm here, I'm there, I'm here. I was seeing this in the Gemini reading this week too, where it's like, I have this on my mind, this on my mind, this on my mind. Watch out for being overwhelmed. But let's go through. I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. We're going to differentiate some things. And yeah, this is where I go intuitive with the message. It means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot because, as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation. I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Five of Wands. Let's see what we start with. And yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Aquarius, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right. Let's see why the Five of Wands is here. Thank you. This energy just like out of the blue. Out of the blue. So we have the Hermit in reverse underneath the Five of Wands. And it's just like very fast, very rapid, where it's like 0 to 100. So whether this is like a situation or whether this is someone that just wakes up on the right side of the bed one day and is just ready to tackle it all, it just feels very, very high energy to me. Now, in the good sense, if there's stuff on your to-do list that you have been kicking the can down the road, this energy is great because it's like, I'm going to tackle this, I'm going to tackle that, I'm going to solve this, I'm going to solve that. It is just bursting with energy that I think is really great. However, if you are the type of person that does not like to be forced or pushed or coaxed into things, when I see the Five of Wands with the Hermit in reverse, it is very, very bossy, very, very pushy. So watch out for certain individuals that might step on your toes because I feel like it's a double-edged sword because for some of you, this could be really great, especially if there's things that you've been delaying or kicking down the road where it's like, nope, I'm finally going to do this thing. Hermit in reverse. Now it's go time. That's how it feels. Now is the time for action. Now it's go time and we're going to make it happen, which could be really great. But I am still getting this like a little bit of pushiness. Now, is it you pushing yourself to do something? Maybe that's cool if you're motivating yourself. There is like this self-talk, self-motivation thing here in the undertone. But if you're dealing with a person that is too aggressive, too pushy, too snappy, it does feel a bit angry. It feels mad. So watch out for conflict in that area, especially if you have very firm boundaries about things. It's like this person's just being way too pushy, or this person's expecting too much. We're going to keep going. So, similar to what we were seeing on the top, for some of you, this could be really good and fantastic, especially if you have a long to do list. But for others, it just feels like this person is pressuring me too much. It's pressuring me way too much. I feel like I'm in a pressure cooker. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's see why the Eight of Pentacles is here. I mean, that makes sense with the energy I was picking up last week, so I get it. But why is the Eight of Pentacles here? This is like an energy that does not want to take no for an answer. So we have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. It's just so odd because the reading this week is super dualistic. So we're going to take that message I just said and we're going to put it to the side for now. This energy in the center also feels like, have you ever heard the phrase like you make your own luck? That's partially how this feels. Like the Eight of Pentacles with the Ace of Pentacles is like, all right, especially with it in reverse, is like, all right, well, if this person's not going to give it to me, I'm going to make it myself. Or if this person's not going to give me what I want, I'm going to take what I want. It's giving me that kind of energy here. Now, again, that could be good, making your own luck and all that, right? But at the same time, I have this pushiness, like my way or the highway. Like, no, I will not take no for an answer. This is what's going to be, and this is what's going to happen. So, like, there could be a very specific individual that spirit's like, hey, beware of that person. You got to watch out for this person because the energy is just too pushy and it won't take no. I don't know why that's coming through the way it is. But the inverse is still the same. I feel like for some of you, especially if there's things you've been putting off, If there's, if you've been on a lower energy scale recently, like all this energy can serve you, because it's like, I'm going to create, I am going to turn this around. If it's not going to be given to me, I'm going to make my own opportunities. So I'm feeling torn here about this reading, because I really do feel for some of you, this is amazing, beautiful, win victory, no matter the cost type of energy. But for others, the energy also feels very pushy and very aggressive, possibly angry too. Someone to watch out for. We're going to go in on the Two of Pentacles. Maybe that'll give us more keener insight on what's going on here. I mean, unless, yeah, I don't know. It's really unique. And I see dualistic readings all the time, right? But this one is different. It's different. So why is the Two of Pentacles here for Aquarius? Good. Cool. Low pressure. And then it's like just all the pressure dissipates. Nice. And I've been seeing this for a few other signs. So we do have the Empress in the upright. This is some sort of like massive payoff in the end here. So there could be certain things that Spirit just wants you to power through, or certain periods of time or certain situations you're dealing with where it's like, just power through. Don't look back. Don't look back. Keep powering through, because the payoff is phenomenal. Like back end over here, the energy does reach some sort of flow state where it's like, hey, listen, it's not going to be pressure, pressure, pressure forever. There is going to be some point where all the pressure relieves and we're in this flow state. And I'm using this word more often than I usually do this week. I was seeing it in some of the fire signs this week as well, where there is something about letting something unfold how it needs to, not pressuring as much and getting into the flow state. I do get that here. Now, when it comes to the Empress, this is Taurus energy, this is Libra energy. She represents blessings, abundance, your cup runneth over. Beautiful, especially for the material aspects of life. So I'm loving the Empress here under the Two of Pentacles, because it's like, okay, the blessing, the payoff, it's here. You just got to break through. So are some of you on the precipice of a breakthrough? That's very possible as well, where there could be like a massive breakthrough on its way, because like after we get past this, boom, that's where it's like all the weight leaves my shoulders, and now I can enjoy the fruits of my labor, or I can enjoy uh, reaping the rewards. Like that's how this feels. So we got the payoff, we got the blessing. It feels pretty significant as well. So if you've been in this energy for quite a while, doing things you don't really want to do, or forcing yourself to do this, this, and this energy could be the payoff. And again, that could go with a lot of different ways. That could be certain relationships where all the work you put in actually pays off, or it could be work related or business itself. I love the payoff blessing on the back end. Let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadows. So again, for some of you, there's this energy you need to watch out for. For others, it's all about striking the balance, right? Because for some of you, this could be really great. But if you look here in the box position, number one, we got the Five of Wands with the Hermit in reverse. It's go time. This is an energy that's like now, now, now. If there's certain things you've been delaying, it's like now is a good time to catch up on these things. And for another portion of you, watch out for anyone that's just a little too pushy, where they're just trying to force or pressure something, where it's like, hey, give me a second. Moving to the center, we have the Eight of Pentacles with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse underneath it. And that is, in the good sense, I will make my own luck type of energy. I will create my vision. If no one's going to give it to me, I'm going to take it, or I'm going to make it myself, which is great. But there is also this strong arming energy that you need to watch out for, that does not take no for an answer, where it's like, okay, no, we're my way or the highway. This is how it's going to go. So if you're dealing with anyone that's too headstrong or just too pushy or too aggressive, just watch out for that. Either way, getting to the back end, we do reach like this place of flow where all the energy comes off my shoulders. We have the Two of Pentacles with the Empress, where whatever this experience is, whether good, bad, or indifferent, it pays off in the end. So we have like the massive blessing, massive payoff right here on the back end, where it's like all this stuff was worth it to get here, because now I can enjoy it. So I think that's great. Some of you might be on the verge of a breakthrough. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end, just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. All right, let's get this shadow card out. What do we got for Aquarius in the shadows? Thank you. Cool. Two of Pentacles. So yeah, it is reaffirming what we were seeing here on the back end, because we have the Two of Pentacles and it's also your shadow card. So again, in the good sense, it's harmonious, it's karmic. It is doing a bit of a balancing act. So again, for those of you Aquariuses that are pushing through on a lot of different things and you are juggling a lot and you have a lot on your plate, and just spirit might want you to just try to pace yourself a little bit if and when possible when this card is here, because it's juggling a lot when we look at the shadow side. Now, sometimes the Two of Pentacles in its shadow sense can just feel funky for some reason, where it's like, I mean, everything seems fine, but just something feels off and I can't quite put my finger on it. So watch out for feelings like that, because for some of you, that might be the case with the Two of Pentacles, where it's like my equilibrium's off for some reason. But I still feel that this is kind of green lighting what we saw in the main part of the spread, where it's like, hey, it's all going to pay off in the end. So I think that's beautiful. It's claimable. Please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further, Aquarius. That's what I got for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the June subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, or you'd like to have a chat with me, you can book a personal session with me on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. My June calendar is live and spots go quick, so you could go check that out. But for the June subscriber surprise, doing another winner's choice, the winners, which will be 3, will have a choice between either the Everyday Witches Tarot, which is a lovely tarot deck, one of my all-time favorites, or you can choose a custom pendant from my website, mastermetaphysics.com. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the tarot cards in the deck, which one do you feel represents you and your energy best? You could even pick multiple if you'd like. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab /post tab. My friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.